Hey everyone, this is kateschwanke and welcome to my very first pregnancy vlog. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. In this video, I'm going to go over all of my first trimester things and of course the bump and everything else in between. And I do have a whole bunch of notes here because I have just so much to talk about. I'm going to try and squeeze it into as little time as possible. But I have a feeling this is going to be a little bit longer of a video because I have to cover the entire first trimester. And today I'm actually 14 weeks along, so this is my first day in my second trimester and I'm so excited to be in the second trimester. I'm past a lot of all the big stuff that was causing me trouble in the beginning, like sickness and things like that. So I'm really happy to be in the second trimester. So as a lot of you know, I'm a mom of two boys. I have a 5-year-old who's almost 6, and that's Caleb, and then I have a 2.5-year-old named Jensen. And if you guys watched my last video with the pregnancy announcement, and I'll link that right here for you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, you'll probably remember that I did have a miscarriage earlier this year, and that was my 3rd pregnancy. And now this is baby number 4. This is my 4th pregnancy. So about 6 months ago, I had a miscarriage, like I just mentioned. I won't go into too many details about it because it makes me really sad to talk about. I know that a lot of people don't really talk about them all that often, but if you have ever had one or you're kind of going through one, I'm here for you. You can message me on Facebook and I will respond to you. I know how hard it is to go through. So that being said, I'm here for you if you need me. But that was actually an ectopic pregnancy. Those can be very dangerous sometimes. I was very, very, very blessed to be able to get through that painlessly and easily and very, very quickly. And that pregnancy ended at 7 weeks along. So, and like I said, now I am 14 weeks. I am double the time that I got through the last pregnancy. So I'm very, very happy to be here and just so excited to meet this new little one when the time comes. So after the miscarriage happened, my OB told me that I had to wait 2 full cycles, and that includes waiting for all the bleeding and things to stop from the miscarriage, and then 2 full cycles after that to even try to have another baby. And after what seemed to be like the longest 3 months of my life, we were able to try again. And so this is where I kind of have to look down at my notes because I have some very specific dates and things, because I just wanted to tell you guys like how quickly this all happened, how I was able to just kind of tell right away that I was pregnant. Which I wasn't able to do with the first 2 pregnancies, but I think because I had this pregnancy within a few months after the 3rd pregnancy, I was just able to know a lot quicker because I remembered things a lot fresher. So I'm just gonna go over all of those things, just symptoms that made me realize that I was pregnant and things like that. So as a lot of you guys know, we are a military family, and trying to plan for a baby when you have a husband in the military is like next to impossible. You kind of just have to, like if you decide you guys are wanting to have a child, you just have to just stop all types of birth control and just go for it and just see where it all takes you because it's just really pretty much impossible to plan. But for this baby, we literally had 1 day to try. And on this day, it was the day after we got back from a trip that we went off to, and I was incredibly ill. I had like the worst cold of all time, like sinuses. It was terrible, but it was the one day that we had to try, and my husband had to leave the following day for training. And so this was our very first attempt after the miscarriage. And so this was like the first day of ovulation. We were able to get it done. And within like 3 days afterwards, I knew I was pregnant. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I just kind of was like, yep, I think it happened. I think we're pregnant. And I kept telling my husband, he's like, it's way too early to tell. And yeah, it was, because it was 3 days later. But there was just things that I had already started experiencing, which reminded me so much of the previous pregnancy. So here's the specific dates. I ovulated on September 6th, and then I started having symptoms about 4 days later on the 10th. And the symptoms were cramping. I was super emotional about really, really random things. Like I'd be watching a show or I'd be sitting in church and I'd just start like crying over something the pastor said or something that was on TV that just really struck me all of a sudden. And that was probably the first thing that I noticed, that and the cramping. And I was also really, really tired, like dead tired on my feet, like zombie tired. and I was getting headaches and my boobs were really sore. So those are all the first things that happened within the first week after my ovulation cycle. And so I think it was just my body was, you know, getting back into it. I'm sorry if you hear my stomach growling. I'm like hungry all the time now. And I forgot to eat right before I filmed this. I did have breakfast, but it doesn't hold very long. So anyways, so that was all on the 6th that I ovulated, and then like I said, 4 days later on the 10th, I was having all these symptoms. And 10 days after ovulation, I decided to take my first pregnancy test just because, you know, I was already feeling like I was pregnant, so I was like, might as well see. And I actually had a very faint line only 10 days after I ovulated, which was crazy. And I thought that my eyes were playing tricks on me, and I actually even messaged the picture to my friend who has been with me through this whole thing, even my miscarriage, and she's been awesome. I love you, Amy. And she was like, yeah, I see something really, really faintly. And so, of course, that gave me a little bit of hope, and but I wasn't gonna be sold on that just yet because I don't know. I wasn't sure, especially with it being so early. So on September 17th, I started having some really weird abdominal twitching, and that is exactly the same thing that happened when I got pregnant with the last baby, and I think it was just implantation. And so that was another thing that triggered it for me. This was after the first pregnancy test, but I was like, yep, I'm definitely pregnant if I'm having this abdominal twitching, because it lasted an entire day. Same thing with the last pregnancy. So it was very strange. It's also a really irritating feeling. It's kind of like having a nerve or a spasm, like jumping in your eye, but like in your abdomen. So yeah, that was a definite, like, yes, I am pregnant after I had that happen to me. And on September 19th, which was 2 days later, I decided to test again. And this is still about 6 days before my period was supposed to start. So it was still very early, but I tested again on like a dollar store one, and it had a faint line, like one that was stronger than the last one. But I was still like, you know, it's not super dark, but usually, you know, if you have a line, then you are pregnant. And then my friend came over with one of those ones that, like a digital one, and I was like, okay, we're gonna see for sure if I really am, because I don't completely trust dollar store ones for some reason. But I went and tried with that one, and this was like midday too, so it wasn't like the first morning's, you know. But it said I was 1 to 2 weeks pregnant, and I was so excited. So this was, like I said, it was September 17th, and we had tried on the 6th. So this was literally like 11 days later. It wasn't even 2 whole weeks. But anyway, so that was all within the first month. And it's just so crazy how you can know so quickly, even before you have a test taken, to know that you're pregnant. And like I said, I think it's because I had that pregnancy not that long ago, and everything was still fresh in my mind. So it was easy for me to tell that I was pregnant. But so yeah, that was the first month. And as I said, now I'm 14 weeks along and officially in my second trimester. I'm so excited. So like I said, I'm not as nauseous as I have been, and cravings have changed and aversions have changed. And so this is where I'm going to be looking down at my paper a lot here, because I asked over on my Facebook for my friends to tell me what they wanted me to talk about in this video regarding questions they might have or want me to answer. So I'm really excited to go over those with you guys. I figured you guys would probably have the same questions. And if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will try to answer as many of them as possible in my next vlog. So question number 1 was, what are my cravings and aversions? And I'm gonna start with the aversions. The first one is steak. I love steak normally. There's a lot of things during this pregnancy that I've noticed that things that I love that I just don't want to eat anymore. Steak is one of them, and I don't know if it's because my husband's made it like 2 times this past week, but I just don't want to have anything to do with steak for the rest of this pregnancy probably. So that's the first one. Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden so much, like their fettuccine. Anytime I go there, I would always get fettuccine, but now whenever my husband mentions it, I'm like, no, I don't want to go there. Unless I'm having a soup or a salad. That's all I want. which is really, really weird. He keeps telling me that I'm really weird because I love pasta and I don't want it. It's really, really strange. Another aversion, which I will still drink it just because I need it to get through the mornings. Coffee. It makes me feel so nauseous. And then, as usual, like within about an hour after drinking it, I have to pee like crazy. It's just how my body works, but now that I'm pregnant, it's way, way worse. So I really shouldn't have it, but my doctor says I can have a cup a day, and I really, really need that cup. Cravings, tomato soup with macaroni. I think I'm gonna have a bowl of that after this video because it's like lunchtime. That sounds really good. And salads have been a big one. Very strange because I don't normally eat salads. I will, you know, have one every now and then as a side or something, but I've been going to restaurants and ordering them as like my main meal, which is really weird. And they have like cranberries, strawberries, mandarin oranges, like fruit salads with lettuce and chicken. They're really good. So yeah, that's another one. What else? Oh, just all the regular things that I've had with my past pregnancies. The other two, the salads and the tomato soup, are very strange. I didn't have those with either of my last two healthy pregnancies, my boys. I wasn't craving anything except for these items, which was pizza, ice cream, mac and cheese, made with Velveeta, but that's this time around. Before I would just eat whatever mac and cheese. Now it's like only Velveeta. And I love cereal, like really, really sugary cereals. Like the s'mores one by Kellogg's. So good. So yeah, those are my top cravings right now. So I'm craving everything that I craved with the boys, and then also salad and tomato soup. So, and there's other things I'm sure that I'm not even remembering. But yeah, those are the current cravings. Symptoms, I'm still really, really tired a majority of the time. Like I said, I need that coffee real bad every morning. And I've been going to sleep between 9 and 9:30, or at least that's when I want to go to sleep. Actually, sometimes I want to go to sleep by 8:30, which is making me feel old. But I'm just so tired all the time. So that, and then I do wake up like 3 or 4 times a night to use the bathroom, which is probably what's making me feel so tired in the morning. So that, oh, and I've been getting such really bad headaches. And you know, I can only take Tylenol, but I think it's sinus related. I might need to go get some Sudafed or something. But it's been really bad. The Tylenol doesn't help, so. And I do still get nauseous sometimes. Like I said, if I have coffee, that makes me feel nauseous. Really bad smells, as usual, but those make me really, really nauseous. And I think that's about it. And then somebody asked me about my mood swings. Yeah, really, really bad mood swings. Feel a little bad for my kids and my husband. But if you watched my last video, you know that there's a lot of stressful things going on in our lives right now. New job, great for my husband, but he's gone a lot. Training, doing other things I can't talk about. But yeah, he's gone a lot. And then I'm here with the boys a lot by myself, overnights and weeks, things like that. So it gets stressful being here by myself. Not to mention we are building a new house. So I have to be over there a lot to monitor things, make sure everything is going in the right places, and answering phone calls and questions for the builder and just lots of stuff. And then besides that, this beautiful house that we are renting, the owners sold it. Yeah. So we have to deal with people coming and going all the time. Like, they sold it really fast, thank God. But I have to be here for termite inspections, HVAC inspections, walkthroughs, just all kinds of stuff that I'm like, I don't have time for this. I have other things to do. So that's stressful. So just everything. And then the pregnancy with the hormones fluctuating all the time. Yeah, just everything has been causing mood swings. And I'm trying to chill out more, like trying to film less, because that's just another thing that is added to my plate right now. But I do want to try and keep up with this as much as possible. But yes, I am having mood swings. Oh, and I got a question about comments people make while you're out and about in town. Like, how soon are you gonna pop and things like that. I've don't think I've ever had anybody really say anything rude to me. And right now I am just so small, like I'm only 14 weeks along, so I don't think a lot of people even notice that I'm pregnant yet. I have had people in the past say things like this one restaurant we went to, this was with my first pregnancy. I was still probably a good month or two out from having Caleb, my first, but I walked into a restaurant. The owner of the restaurant was like, "You're making me really nervous. It's like you're gonna come up here on the counter and give birth to the baby right here." I'm like, no, probably not. But that's like the only thing somebody's really said to me that was just like, whoa, okay, guy. I also had a question about people like coming up and touching my stomach. I don't know, there might be something like stamped across my forehead that says back off, but nobody has ever come up to me that I don't know personally and touched my stomach. And even people that I know, it kind of is like, whoa, you know, ask first. I don't know, because it feels really weird when somebody randomly touches your stomach. But I have never had anybody that I don't know personally come up and touch my stomach. And if they did, they'd probably lose a hand, because I am not okay with that. But if I do get a lot of random people telling me things, I will let you guys know in my next video or the following ones. And someone also asked me about pregnancy fashion, and I am all about comfort. I like to be comfortable even when I'm not pregnant, but now that I am, like, I live in LuLaRoe. So comfortable. Not necessarily the tops, because I only have like 2, but I have a lot of leggings, but they're really, really comfortable. Especially for pregnancy. Even when I wasn't pregnant, I was wearing them. But pregnancy, LuLaRoe, they're like made for each other. And that's what I'm wearing right now. So comfortable. But I am thinking about reaching out to some maternity brands that maybe are small businesses or aren't as well known as like motherhood. Because I do like to wear motherhood, maternity a lot, but their sizes are kind of weird. I'm small. Even their extra small sometimes don't fit properly. So if you guys know any companies that you'd like me to maybe review or just wear in like Instagram pictures or things like that, I would be really excited to reach out to them, because maternity clothes are expensive and you only wear them for 9 months. Well, not technically. You could wear them for a couple months afterwards because you're still kind of, your tummy doesn't shrink for a while. But anyways, if you guys know of any brands that you highly suggest or would recommend, please leave it in the comments below. I'm really excited to see what else is out there besides motherhood. And someone asked about favorite pregnancy products, and I have a separate video planned for that, so stay tuned. The last question is the last one because this video is starting to get kind of long. I can feel it. And this question has like 3 questions in it. So the first one is, how did I decide when it was time to add another baby to the family? And I think this one kind of ties in with my miscarriage, which is actually what made me realize that we wanted a 3rd baby for sure. My hubby and I had been discussing a 3rd baby for about a year, but even though he was good with it, because I made sure over and over again, you are okay with having a 3rd baby, right? And he was like, yeah, sure, I know this is what you want, and I did want it. I really wanted it. But because I'm alone so often with the kids, the thought of 3 kids at once was really overwhelming for me. And so while I was pregnant with a 3rd baby, I was really excited, but also really nervous. And as those 7 weeks went on, I just came to more accept it and just be really excited about it. And then when I lost the baby, that's when I really realized that I really did want a 3rd baby and that I could handle it. And so we decided to try again. And we were successful. And so now, yeah, I'm ready. We're both ready, and I think I can handle it. The next question is, am I going to find out the gender of the baby? Yes, I am. Because as much as I admire the people who can wait the entire pregnancy, I'm not one of those people. I have to plan. I have to know so that I can make the room shabby chic if it's a girl, and very like baseball or football or whatever for a boy. I'm very like, girls have pink and fluffy stuff and frills, and boys have like wood and I don't know. You know what I mean? I just have to plan, I have to know. So if this is a girl, it's gonna be very shabby chic, very cute. Boy, I'm not really settled on anything yet. And to kind of bounce off that last question, I know a lot of people have asked me since I have announced the pregnancy what I would prefer to have or what I am hoping for gender-wise, and I know a lot of people just say as long as the baby is healthy and happy, that's all that matters, and it really is. That is true. It's all that matters. And that's exactly how I feel, especially after a miscarriage. I just want a healthy, happy baby. But part of me is kind of leaning towards wanting a girl because I don't have one yet. And wouldn't it be so awesome to be able to go and paint my nails with her or go see chick flicks together when she gets older? There's just so many things. Like, I'm a total girly girl, and what can you do with boys? You can't do girly girl things with boys because boys are boys. So yeah, I kind of have to do all those types of things by myself right now. So if we did have a girl, it'd be really fun to just kind of have things in common like that. But on the other hand, I am totally ready for a boy. I don't have all the clothes and things that I need because I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I know how to handle boys. I know boys. I'm really good at diaper changes with boys. There's just, you know, I'm ready for a boy if I have one. So I'm okay with that. Either one I'm good with. I'm definitely more prepared for a boy than I am for a girl. I don't know what I'd be in for if I had a girl. Who knows, but whatever God has planned for us, I can handle it. I'm ready. Now, who wants to see my belly? I am going to go ahead and stand up and do kind of like a side view so you guys can see a little bit better. But I am not huge yet or anything. I will just show you guys side profile and stuff. So here we go. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're here. And keep an eye out for a maternity haul as well as a gender announcement video that I have planned coming soon. We should be finding out the baby's gender within the next couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And thanks for watching.